hopefully you've seen my video of rolling the new seeds. That's why we had the roller on. What we need to do now is we'll put the mower on, and then we'll be ready to go and mow. Right, so we've got his mower on the tractor. We're just going to give it once over though, just check the blades, might just sharpen them, see if any of them want replacing, just go around it with a grease gun. That'll take about 10 minutes, but I'll put you down somewhere and you can watch me do it, hopefully, or have a clip of me doing it anyway. Right, so we've sharpened the blades, well, all but 4. So this one was new last time, that one was, and the 2 on the end were as well. So we've done them. You can just see where I've grinded them off with the angle grinder. And there again, and here. We've done all them that end. So what's left to do now is just grease it over with a grease gun, which shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. Right, so we've just been around it all with a grease gun, not got any of that on camera because we end up getting covered in grease. Well, we end up with the camera getting covered in grease. But I think we're all ready to go. It's all hooked up, it's all ready, yeah, all ready to go. Blade sharpened, greased up. Let's roll. So, what have we got to mow? We've currently got 5 fields of first cut that's ready. So the plan is to mow all that. So yes, like I say, 5 fields. It's giving it fine till I think Wednesday next week. So this is Friday the 27th of June. So we are getting on a bit now. We're doing first cut. We're at end of June now. But it's about, I don't think there's quite 50 acres. It's about 50 acres, I think. But we'll go and make a start and see what the crop's like. Right, so we're in the field now. We'll just put this yard down. The one that's falling off there. It's a bit like hay meadow stuff this. So there's a lot of daisies here. I think they're called oxeye. Are they called oxeye daisies? So if anyone wants to enlighten me, I think they're called oxeye daisies because they're not like little daisies. They're quite big sort of daisies. They got like a long stem. That's the grass basically. Going brown on top. So basically the sun's bleached it and it's dying. So it's dying off, it's seeded, anyone's taking off now. So this is the last bit of first cut left. So there's that field there, this field. There's another field through that gate over there. And another one through that gate over there. This one, and then another one below. So like I said, 5 fields in all, about 50 acres roughly here. It's not the thickest crop in the world. It didn't have a massive amount of fertiliser. It did have some, but it did have a lot of slurry this last winter. So hopefully the slurry will have responded to the slurry and thickened it up. But it was very thin early on in the spring this. But anyway, let's crack on and get it mown. So the plan is to mow today and tomorrow, I think. Well, we'll see how we go on. Yeah, probably mow today and tomorrow, and then bale Monday, I think.
for their support, and that we stuck together through this very, very difficult season.
So I've just stopped on the 4th time round. See that? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4. We've got a little bit of a problem. So we've got a problem that the PTO guard is broken, and that's rattling like that. So I'm just going to see if I can fix it somehow, because that side's alright, but this, it needs a new guard, I think. But just for temporary, stop it from rattling and fix it, stop it from moving. Let's see if I can put this bit of chain on to stop it. So I've managed to fix it sort of with some chain. Hopefully that holds it. I'll just have to keep an eye on it, check it doesn't snag on it or rip out off. Very temporary until I get a new guard, whatever that will be. Maybe it's time string, so I'm hoping it won't do. If not, I don't know what I'm going to do. Lift the gate off perhaps? I don't know. There's a decent amount of grass out here, so this grass might not have much nutritional value to it. Which you might think, well, that's no good, is it really? You should have cut it when it was green and when it was leafy. Well, we should and shouldn't have. Perhaps we should have done. But this stuff we're going to stack it to the front of the stack, and it'll be fed to. It'll either be fed to milk cows when they're still out at grass, so the milk cows aren't going to try and milk off this stuff. That's one. I'll make that very clear. And it'll be kept for calves, so it'll be fed to calves, young stock, and dry cows mainly. Maybe the milk cows will have the odd bale or two of this, but nothing. They won't have to milk off it. But anyway, let's get off and open this gate. Well, let's see if we can open it. Right, let's hopefully this will come undone. I'll just have to put the camera down. Right, so I've got the gate open. One thing you notice, the grass has gone flat. So the grass has gone flat because, not because there's a big crop on, but because the dry cows are in this next field along. And a few nights ago, they escaped into it. So, we're rather annoyed. My brother was especially. But, well, I'm into it, it's just annoying. But, we'll get it mown off now anyway. so we've mown one field, which is going into the other one now. I think there's a little bit more on this field, to be honest. This one's has slurry, that one never got any muck last winter. So yeah, we'll start this one. I think there'll be more on this. There's about 6 acres between these two fields, which isn't a lot really. They're only about 3 acres each. But we normally get about 60 bales off these two. So it'll be interesting to see this year, see if the crop's any lighter. James is just there tedding out behind me. Where is he? So he's tedding out. So I'm mowing this field and hopefully I'll go back and milk and then I'll come back tonight and mow some more of them too. So there's 2 biggish fields left.